The Star Wars galaxy, a vast tapestry of stars, planets and civilizations locked in an eternal struggle for power. At the heart of this conflict lies the Galactic Empire, a regime of iron-fisted control seeking to impose its will upon the galaxy. This is the story of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Thrawn's rise to power is as improbable as it is terrifying, a testament to his unparalleled intellect and unwavering ambition. Born Mithuroa Nurodo on the remote planet of Chilla, Thrawn's journey began far from the bright center of the galaxy. Even as a young officer, Thrawn displayed a remarkable aptitude for strategy and an uncanny ability to predict his enemies' movements. Where his superiors favored brute force, Thrawn saw value in cunning and exploiting the enemy's weaknesses. He believed that true victory lay in understanding their culture, their art, their very soul. Little did they know that this brilliant outcast would one day rise to become one of the most feared admirals in galactic history. Thrawn's story is not just a tale of military might and conquest. From his exile from the Chiss ascendancy to his meteoric rise through the ranks of the Galactic Empire, Thrawn's path is fraught with danger and uncertainty. He is a master manipulator, able to forge alliances and exploit rivalries to achieve his goals. But Thrawn is not without his vulnerabilities. In the end, Thrawn's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most brilliant minds can fall victim to their own hubris. Deep within the uncharted expanse of the unknown regions lay Chilla, the icy homeworld of the Chiss ascendancy. It was here, amidst the icy plains and unforgiving cold, that Mithuroa Nurodo, the Chiss who would one day be known as Grand Admiral Thrawn, was born. From a young age, Thrawn exhibited a keen intellect and an insatiable thirst for knowledge. He possessed an uncanny ability to absorb information and apply it in ways that surprised even his elders. Little did they know that this friction would ultimately shape Thrawn's destiny, setting him on a course that would lead him far from the icy embrace of his homeworld and into the heart of a galactic conflict. The Chiss ascendancy, despite its isolationist nature, was no stranger to conflict. It was within this elite force that Thrawn would hone his skills, rising through the ranks and demonstrating his strategic genius time and again. Thrawn's approach to warfare differed greatly from the traditional tactics employed by the Chiss military. He saw beyond the battlefield, recognizing that true victory lay in understanding the enemy's culture, psychology, and motivations. These successes, however, came at a cost. Thrawn's unorthodox methods and willingness to bend the rules did not sit well with the Chiss ruling families. One of Thrawn's most celebrated victories came during the Vagari crisis. Instead of engaging in a costly head-on confrontation, Thrawn devised a daring plan to lure the Vagari into a trap. He studied their battle tactics, analyzing their movements and identifying patterns in their behavior. The victory was swift and decisive, cementing Thrawn's reputation as a military genius. However, his unorthodox methods and his willingness to risk the lives of his own men to achieve his objectives did not sit well with the Kiss Syndicate, the ruling council of the Ascendancy. The final straw came when Thrawn, in a bold and controversial move, made contact with an unknown alien species encroaching on Chiss space. Thrawn, however, saw an opportunity to gather valuable intelligence and potentially forge an alliance against a common enemy. His actions were met with outrage by the Syndicate. Stripped of his command and branded a traitor, Thrawn was exiled from the Ascendancy. Little did he know that his path would soon intersect with that of a rising power in the galaxy, a power that shared his ruthlessness and his hunger for conquest. Adrift in the vast expanse of wild space, Thrawn found himself aboard a humble freighter, his keen mind analyzing star charts and calculating hyperspace routes. Meanwhile, on the distant planet of Coruscant, a disturbance in the Force rippled through the Emperor's senses. Palpatine, the cunning and ruthless ruler of the Galactic Empire, sensed a presence, a mind unlike any he had encountered before. Intrigued, the Emperor dispatched his agents to the Outer Rim, their mission to locate the source of this intriguing anomaly. The Imperial boarding party, led by a sharp-eyed lieutenant with a nose for trouble, quickly discovered the freighter's unusual passenger, a tall, blue-skinned alien with piercing red eyes and an aura of quiet authority. News of the alien strategist's capture reached the Imperial capital, Coruscant, where it quickly made its way to the Emperor himself. Intrigued, Palpatine summoned Thrawn to his throne room, eager to assess the alien's potential firsthand. Thrawn stood tall and proud before the Emperor, his piercing red eyes meeting the Emperor's gaze without fear or hesitation. The Emperor, ever seeking to expand his control over the galaxy, saw in Thrawn a tool, a weapon to be honed and unleashed against his enemies. Prove your worth to me, alien, and you will find a place at my side. Serve me well, and I will grant you power beyond your wildest dreams. Thrawn accepted the Emperor's challenge without hesitation. He was assigned to the Imperial Academy on Carida. The Academy was known for its harsh training regime. Thrawn thrived in this new environment. He excelled in strategy, tactics, and weapons handling. His brilliance earned him respect. Grand Moff Tarkin recognized Thrawn's potential. Tarkin provided him opportunities. Thrawn commanded troops, delivering victories. With each victory, his reputation grew. His tactical genius was admired. Subordinates respected his calm under pressure. Superiors viewed him with mixed feelings. Thrawn remained an outsider in the Empire. Section 4. The Art of War, Imperial Style. Thrawn's rise through the Imperial Navy was meteoric. His strategic brilliance made him invaluable to the Empire. Thrawn's victories solidified his reputation. He studied enemies, culture, and art to anticipate their actions. Thrawn saw the battlefield as a complex chessboard. His methods were initially met with resistance. Many saw his methods as unorthodox. Thrawn's victories soon silenced his critics. One notable victory was against the Baton insurgency. The Baton fiercely resisted imperial rule. The conflict was costly and protracted. Section 5. Thrawn's Ascendancy. Thrawn, dispatched by the Emperor, arrived with a cunning plan. He studied Baton culture, realizing their artists were key. Instead of assault, he captured and respected them, challenging them to create art. Thrawn saw their deep love and determination, understanding that respect, not force, was needed. Section 1. The Empire in Ruins. The Battle of Endor marked the fall of the Galactic Empire. The second Death Star lay in ruins, consumed by rebellion. Emperor Palpatine was dead. His reign of terror ended. The galaxy celebrated the Rebel Alliance's victory, but the Empire refused to die easily. Scattered warlords clung to power. The Imperial Navy was fragmented. Chaos reigned as factions vied for control. The New Republic faced the task of uniting the galaxy. The Senate sought to dismantle the Empire. The task proved challenging. The Empire still possessed vast resources. Star destroyers continued to patrol key routes. The New Republic struggled to consolidate power. 5 years after the Battle of Endor, whispers of a new threat emerged from the unknown regions. Grand Admiral Thrawn, long thought lost, had returned. He consolidated power, forging alliances and gathering the Imperial fleet. Thrawn's return sent shockwaves through the galaxy. The New Republic faced a cunning strategist, a master manipulator. Thrawn aimed to rebuild the Empire and crush the New Republic. Thrawn's campaign against the New Republic was a masterpiece of strategic brilliance. He understood that he could not defeat the New Republic through brute force alone. Thrawn knew that to win he needed to undermine the New Republic's legitimacy. He launched calculated strikes, disrupting supply lines and sowing fear. Thrawn's tactics went beyond conventional warfare, using propaganda and disinformation. He exploited alien technology and orchestrated raids on Imperial archives. Thrawn's campaign was relentless, his attacks unpredictable and devastating. While Thrawn waged a conventional war on the battlefields of the galaxy, he also understood the importance of unconventional tactics. He recognized that the New Republic, despite its military might, was vulnerable to infiltration, sabotage, and espionage. He established a network of spies and informants across the galaxy, infiltrating New Republic institutions, gathering intelligence, and sowing discord. Thrawn recruited agents from all walks of life, disaffected Imperial officers, bounty hunters seeking profit, even disillusioned New Republic citizens who had grown weary of the new government's perceived failings. He offered them a place in his new order, a chance to reshape the galaxy according to his vision. Thrawn's agents operated in the shadows, carrying out acts of sabotage, assassination, and theft. They disrupted New Republic supply lines, planted false information within their intelligence networks, and sowed discord among their ranks. They targeted key New Republic officials, spreading rumors, manufacturing scandals, and exploiting their weaknesses to turn public opinion against them. This shadow war, waged in the shadows and corridors of power, proved just as effective as Thrawn's military campaigns. It sowed distrust and paranoia within the New Republic, undermining its unity and weakening its resolve. Thrawn understood that a house divided against itself cannot stand. He would exploit the New Republic's internal divisions, turning its own strengths against it until it crumbled from within. Thrawn's campaign of conquest brought the New Republic to the brink of collapse. The once triumphant rebel alliance, now fractured and demoralized, seemed powerless to stop the Chiss Grand Admiral's relentless advance. Thrawn's strategic brilliance, his cunning tactics, and his ruthless efficiency had turned the tide of the war in his favor. He had pushed the New Republic to its limits, exposing its vulnerabilities, exploiting its weaknesses, and turning its own strengths against it. He had sown discord among its ranks, undermined its legitimacy, and eroded the people's faith in their new government. The galaxy watched with bated breath as the New Republic, once a beacon of hope, teetered on the edge of oblivion. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, the outcome uncertain. Could the New Republic rally its forces and find a way to defeat the brilliant and ruthless Grand Admiral? Or would Thrawn's strategic genius prevail, ushering in a new era of Imperial dominance and plunging the galaxy back into darkness? Thrawn's campaign pressed onward, a relentless tide of blue-grey hulls and flashing turbolasers. He commanded from the bridge of the Chimera, his flagship. The galaxy's fate, he believed, was a series of patterns. Each victory brought him closer to the intricate tapestry he was weaving. Yet, a subtle unease began to gnaw at Thrawn's awareness. The New Republic showed a resilience he hadn't accounted for. Their spirit remained unbroken. He'd anticipated their defiance, but an intangible factor eluded his grasp. It manifested in small things, a flicker of hesitation in Captain Pellion's eyes. Signs hinted at a disturbance in the Force, a disruption he couldn't pinpoint. His campaigns relied on perfect information, yet here was a wild card. He couldn't afford to underestimate this unknown factor. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. Unbeknownst to Thrawn, the seeds of his downfall were being sown on a world far removed from the battlefronts. Honoghr, the devastated homeworld of the Noghri, held a secret that threatened to unravel his meticulously crafted empire. The Noghri, fierce warriors with unwavering loyalty, had served Thrawn faithfully, but their loyalty was beginning to waver. Whispers of dissent spread through the ranks. The Noghri had pledged their allegiance to Thrawn, believing him to be a savior. They had fought and bled for him. However, whispers of a different truth began to surface, whispers of a betrayal far deeper than anything Thrawn could have anticipated, whispers of a poisoned world, its atmosphere rendered toxic by the very empire Thrawn served. Whispers that painted Thrawn not as a savior, but as an unwitting participant in their planet's demise. These whispers, at first dismissed as mere rumour, began to take root in the fertile ground of doubt and resentment. The Noghri, a people known for their unwavering loyalty, began to question everything they had been led to believe. The foundation of their bond with Thrawn, the debt of honour they held so sacred, was crumbling beneath their feet, threatening to shatter their loyalty and unleash a storm of vengeance. Rook, Thrawn's personal bodyguard, a Noghri assassin of unparalleled skill and unwavering loyalty, found himself caught in the maelstrom of doubt and anger that gripped his people. Rook, a warrior who lived and breathed duty, had pledged his life to Thrawn's service, his every action dictated by the sacred bond of honor he swore to uphold. But the whispers, the doubts, chipped away at his resolve. He had witnessed firsthand the devastation of his homeworld, the poisoned air, the barren landscapes, the suffering of his people, and now the truth, like a shard of glass piercing his heart, threatened to shatter his loyalty to the one being he had dedicated his life to protect. The revelation of the Empire's role in Honogr's poisoning was a betrayal of the highest order. It struck at the very core of Rook's being, shaking the foundations of his world. The debt of honor, once a source of strength and purpose, now felt like a cruel joke, a shackle binding him to a lie. The conflict raged within him, a battle between duty and vengeance. He had sworn an oath to protect Thrawn, yet how could he serve a master who had betrayed his people so profoundly? The weight of his oath, the ingrained loyalty to his word, clashed against the primal need for justice, for retribution. On the bridge of the Chimera, Thrawn remained oblivious to the storm brewing within his most trusted bodyguard. He was engrossed in a tactical display, analyzing the latest reports from the front lines. The New Republic was regrouping, their resistance stiffening, their tactics evolving. Thrawn, ever the strategist, adjusted his plans accordingly. He sensed a presence behind him. "Report!" he commanded. "My lord," came Rook's voice. There was a tremor in his voice. He turned, his red eyes widening in surprise. It was the face of a predator. The eyes, once filled with loyalty, now burned with fury. Rook's hand moved with lightning speed, drawing a hidden blade. The blade plunged into Thrawn's chest. Thrawn stared at the blade, stunned. Betrayal by his trusted bodyguard was beyond his calculations, but it was so artistically done. The news of Thrawn's assassination sent shockwaves across the galaxy. The New Republic, on the verge of collapse, found itself with an unexpected reprieve. The Imperial remnants, their hopes pinned on Thrawn, were thrown into disarray. The fragile alliances Thrawn had forged crumbled, consumed by infighting. On Honor, the news of Thrawn's death was met with grief and grim satisfaction. Rukh, his vengeance exacted, disappeared into the shadows. The Noghri retreated to their ravaged world, their future uncertain. Thrawn's legacy lay in ruins, consumed by betrayal. He sought to reshape the galaxy through cunning and force. Yet, it was loyalty and emotional complexities that proved his undoing. The galaxy, forever changed, continued to spin. The New Republic faced the daunting task of rebuilding. The Empire, its leadership fractured, faded into the shadows. And Grand Admiral Thrawn became a legend, whispered by those who remembered. The death of Grand Admiral Thrawn sent ripples through the galaxy, but his impact extended far beyond his demise. His strategic brilliance left an indelible mark on both allies and enemies. Thrawn's tactics became legend, studied in military academies across the galaxy. Imperial commanders sought to emulate his successes, yet they could never capture Thrawn's essence. The New Republic learned from Thrawn's campaigns. They witnessed the danger of underestimating enemies. Thrawn's campaigns exposed their flaws and vulnerabilities. The New Republic emerged with a newfound appreciation for strategy. Thrawn, in death, became an unwitting architect of their future successes. The question that lingered in the minds of many, both within the remnants of the Empire and the newly established New Republic, was a simple yet tantalizing one. What if Thrawn had not been betrayed? What if he had lived to complete his campaign against the New Republic? What would the galaxy have looked like under his rule? Some speculated that Thrawn, with his strategic brilliance and his talent for forging alliances, could have reunited the fractured Imperial factions and crushed the New Republic, ushering in a new era of Imperial dominance. They envisioned a galaxy ruled with an iron fist, where order was maintained through a combination of military might and Thrawn's unique brand of strategic manipulation. Others argued that Thrawn's rule, while undoubtedly authoritarian, would have been more pragmatic than Palpatine's reign of terror. They pointed to Thrawn's respect for other cultures, his willingness to learn from his enemies, and his belief in utilizing the strengths of those he conquered. They envisioned a galaxy where order was maintained, but where diversity was tolerated and innovation was encouraged, as long as it served the Empire's ultimate goals. Of course, these were just speculations, hypothetical scenarios spun from the threads of what might have been. Thrawn's death, while a pivotal moment in galactic history, left behind more questions than answers, fueling endless debates among historians, strategists, and fans of the Star Wars saga. Grand Admiral Thrawn's story, a tale of ambition, brilliance, and ultimately tragedy, has captivated Star Wars fans for decades. His character, a complex blend of strategic genius, cultural sensitivity, and ruthless pragmatism, continues to fascinate and intrigue, sparking endless discussions and debates among fans. What is it about Thrawn that continues to resonate with audiences? Perhaps it is his status as an outsider, a non-human who rose to a position of power in a galaxy dominated by humans. Perhaps it is his unique approach to warfare, his belief in understanding one's enemies, and his willingness to utilize unconventional tactics to achieve his goals. Or perhaps it is his tragic flaw, his inability to fully grasp the emotional complexities of his opponents that ultimately led to his downfall. Whatever the reason, Thrawn's legacy continues to loom large over the Star Wars galaxy. His story a reminder that even the most brilliant minds can be undone by their own hubris, and that even in a galaxy far, far away, the line between hero and villain is often blurred. He remains a fan-favorite character, his story a testament to the enduring power of well-crafted villains and the enduring allure of the Star Wars universe. the galaxy moved on. As it always does, the New Republic solidified its hold, though scars of conflict remained. The Empire, though fractured and diminished, never truly vanished, its embers smouldering in the darkness. And Thrawn, he became a ghost story whispered in mess halls, a cautionary tale for ambitious officers, a phantom pain in the memory of the galaxy. Yet the unknown regions, vast and unexplored, hold many secrets. Legends persist, whispered rumors of sightings, of a fleet bearing the Chimera's sigil, of a blue-skinned figure studying holographic star charts, his red eyes burning with cold, calculating light. Perhaps, in the unexplored corners of the galaxy, Thrawn's story is not yet over. Perhaps, like the galaxy itself, his plans are vast, spanning generations, his endgame yet to be revealed. And perhaps one day, the galaxy will once more tremble at the name that once sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls, Grand Admiral Thrawn.